Greebles. Maybe you've seen them or heard about them. They look like this. Hey, come here. If you don't behave, I'm gonna make you grape flavored. Now here, do a twirl. Let them take a look at you. All right, now look at the camera. Greebles. Good Greebles. Welcome back to another episode of Nature Now. If you have absolutely no idea what I just said or why I'm treating a cluster of abstract theater 3D geometry like a disobedient toddler, congratulations, your brain functions perfectly normal. You walk through a crowd, you see faces, you remember your neighbors, and you read social cues. But for a small percentage of us, the wiring took a hard left turn. So you like plants, care for crystals and fauna, but find yourself completely failing to remember faces. A rock face check, people face, uncheck. How do I know this? Because your brain has literally rewired itself to trade human social cues for the secrets of the earth. Let's go pick your nature brain. For decades, neuroscientists believe that a region in your cortex called the fusiform face area was strictly hardwired to recognize human faces. But when researchers began scanning the brains of deeply passionate nature specialists, they discovered something incredible. Your brain possesses a profound level of neuroplasticity, meaning it can be rewired to do other things, like how a blind person can develop better hearing. When a dedicated rockhound or botanist scans a field, their FFA doesn't just sit idle while they ignore the crowd. It completely hijacks its own facial recognition machinery. The brain begins treating a crystal lattice, a mineral habit, or a subtle leaf morphology of a wild herb exactly like a human face. You might walk right past the person you met last week, but your cortex will instantly recognize the unique face of an agate or a rare heirloom plant variety hidden in the creek. And that's just your FFA. Don't get me started on what the parahippocampus place area, or PPA, the locus that maps out the open landscapes, looks like in a forager. Let's just say foragers are good at geometry. We really are built different, I guess. So remember, next time you think you'd like to take a nature walk, understand you may be trading it for social recognition. It's okay, AI's got that. So go ahead. Read the landscape like a map and say hello to that flower, because you really do see it like an old friend. Facial fusiform area, or more like flower fusiform area. Oh wait, hold on a second. Let's back that up. What came first, the FFA or the FFA? Is this behavior completely learnable? And can it be undone? Let's test it. Bring on the greebles. This is what I was talking about earlier. Greebles. These are unique shapes. Remember these shapes. Greebles. See them here, there, here, there. In the late 90s, two cognitive neuroscientists introduced the Greeble experiment. They created a universe of bizarre 3D animated entities called Greebles. Each was unique in that they shared a similar configuration of abstract features: a central body, a pouch of various appendages called horns or tusks. They were organized into families like blocks and glyphs, and genders based on subtle variations in the shapes and orientations of their parts. Now, this was important. The researchers recruited human participants who had absolutely no idea what a Greeble was, and over an intense training period spanning several weeks, participants were forced to memorize and categorize these alien shapes. They practiced recognizing individual Greebles by name, identifying their family lineages, and sorting their genders at lightning-fast speed. The goal was to turn normal humans into world-class Greeble experts. And finally, when they got slid in the MRI machines, well, I'll let you see for yourself, or you may not believe what happens next. Let's play a game. You quickly ID the object on screen, just as they did. Ready? Go. All right. Did you feel that? Your fusiform face area lit right up, yet there were no human faces in that last image. As you recognized a Greeble, totally painless surface-level recognition from your FFA. Normally responsible for human faces, again, this time, it worked to ID a Greeble, and you're not alone. The moment a trained Greeble expert looked at a Greeble, their FFA area lit up identical to when a human looks at a human face. But let's push past the surface, because if you're like me, a forever scholar, tracking the hidden patterns of the Earth, you have to ask, where does this obsession actually live? Is it just floating around in the upper crust of my conscious brain? It turns out, deep expertise is a decentralized, multi-layer hostile takeover of your entire neural architecture. See, your upper-level cortex, the surface hardware, handles the immediate data. Your fusiform face area recognizes the unique geometric face of the specimen. Hippocampal place area maps out the 3D landscape matrix, reading the slope of the hydrological flow lines like a high-definition map. And your anterior temporal lobe acts like the ultimate conceptual encyclopedia, cross-referencing names, chemical profiles, and geological timelines at lightning speed. But that's just the conscious conductor. The real magic, it gets handed down to the deep brain engine.
Yeah!
Deep beneath the surface sits the basal ganglia and the cerebellum. This is the vault of automation. It's where conscious observation transforms into pure, unadulterated intuition. When you put in the hours, you don't think anymore. Your deep brain chunks complex environmental data into single automated reflex. Your cerebellum calculates micro-errors in real time, guiding the precise swing of your hammer or the delicate harvest of a root before your conscious mind can even process the logic. Through thousands of hours of deliberate focus, you undergo a process called myelination. You are physically wrapping a high-speed, fatty insulation around your neural highways, forcing electrical signals to travel up to 100 times faster than normal. You haven't just memorized a book. You've structurally optimized your biological communication line. And if you're wondering, how did that concrete get poured so deep in the first place? Embodied cognition and behavioral tagging start to drive your behavior once the basal ganglia is involved. Always trust your intuition. On a 90-degree wet bulb day, you know the creeks are just a step away, and under the tree canopy it's at least 20 degrees cooler. Why walk on the sidewalk? Stepping off-road is an addictive, self-feeding habit, yet found within this nature brain is a hack to memorizing vast sums of information quickly. Back in the day, textbooks claimed memory was passive, just repetition until it stuck, but neurobiology caught up. If you physically act out what you're studying, if you touch the feldspar, swing the hatchet, taste the leaf, and climb the tree, you engage the physical motor networks to anchor abstract concepts into living flesh. And when you combine that physical action with raw, unhinged excitement, with the visceral, emotional adrenaline of the hunt, like the great Human Anatomy lingerie party of 2006, you trigger a neurobiological cheat code. The moment you experience that high-energy novelty, your brain floods the cortex with a wave of plasticity-related proteins. They rush down the highways of your mind and violently lock onto the faint chemical tags of whatever you were just studying. They cement the pathway. They turn a fragile, fleeting thought into a permanent, ironclad, long-term conduit. If you've noticed, on this channel we carefully pair plant to music in an attempt to reflect its uses, spirit, and essence. You know that a plant is toxic simply by the music. No learning, just subliminal association. So, can you undo nature brain like this? Can you uncarve these deep, insulated channels to become a normal, well-behaved social creature in a crowded room? Sensitive learning periods say you can't train your upper cortex to be a bilingual expert, but everyone knows you learn language easiest when you're young. You can manually force yourself to map human faces with the same intense geometry, amping up your social fluency so you don't ignore your neighbors. You can build a parallel channel in the stone. Studying fashion has helped me the most. I understand seasons. Don't wear black after spring turkey season, and never wear white after the last landsleeve coreopsis has bloomed. But you will never erase the first one. You cannot delete the expertise that has been physically muscle memorized by your deep brain and chemically cemented by your own adrenaline. You might learn to navigate a room, but the absolute second you step back onto the dirt, your brain is going to say hello to its old friends. Alright, is that everything? Okay. Hold on, I have one last question.
No.
Is nature brain contagious?
Camerabags. Went to school for graphic design and digital animation. What was it again?
Media arts.
Camerabags.
Media arts animation.
Camerabags. Went to school for media arts animation. Hey, Camerabags. What's a vulgarite?
Lightning rock.
Creeple.
Oh, nature, no? Were you born that way? Or did you make yourself that way, nature brain? I've always said you really are your conduits, your neural patterns, loops. You are what you learn and do, made of what you eat. And while that may seem bleakly straightforward, your conduits are changeable and the possibilities are endless. Learn what you want and be what you want. You are your conduits, and deep inside is a little area called the FFA, and you are now 1/1,000,000th Greeble. The only cure? Go outside quickly. Quickly! Rewrite that brain space.